well, Roa Island Nature Reserve, Cumbria Wildlife Trust. Oh, didn't see it there. It's me, Thomas Edward, also known as T. And welcome to Roa Island. We're actually right in the middle of the causeway between Rampside to me left and to me right is Roa Island. And we're actually over here because we went and we're actually over here today because we actually came and looked at an MG to maybe buy, but don't know on that yet. Touch wood, just see what happens on that one. So we thought we'd come out here and have a bit of nose bag and brew up in the Rover Streetwise, Joe the Rover Streetwise. So we come and Roa Island because we always like it on here because it reminds us of a Dungeness right down in the bottom of the country where the Roa Island Dymchurch 15-inch narrow gauge railway runs along, and we like it down there. And this is very small, and also here it's a good panorama view of everything from Ingleby to Morecambe Heysham, Bowland Forest behind Heysham, and then we got Roa Island in front of us, and then if you pan right down there you can see Blackpool Tower right down there. It's really clear and it looks like it's only a stone's throw away, but it's actually a long way if you wanted to drive from here to there now. You got to go right back up there. You got to drive on the sea to get to it. That's how of a pain it is. You just need a hovercraft to get to it and you'll be all right. We could go and see Welcome, a walk on the wild side, you know.
Welcome to another video, Walk on the Wild Side, and I'm here in Blackpool and it's a bit on the breezy side today.
Well, the Burger Man, £1 Burger Man, well, maybe we could go and see him. But anyway, we thought we'd get a little video done because there's plenty to see where we are today. So like behind us, this causeway, you might be thinking it's nice and straight and long, and it goes from Rampside down there to Roa Island up there. It was actually so straight because it had a railway line on it. We'll show you a few pictures of what this used to look like before they put the road out to it, what we have today in today's world. But back then it had a railway in it. A very long time ago it had a railway on it. And then behind Roa Island, what you can't see today because the island's in the way, is Peel Islands on the other side with the castle and the pub, where Harry Dyer recently on his little speedboat is going around Britain, all around the coast of Britain, his little speedboat, camped on there maybe about 5 months ago. He did it in the summer. It was red hot when he turned up. But anyway, we thought we'd go and have a look at some famous Roa Island shipwrecks where everyone's photographed in the world. Everyone has a photo in their collection of this boat I'm going to show you. And yeah, we'll see what we can see. I think we'll go up there. So we'll just walk to the other end of the car park here. There's quite a few cars and snacks to go dog walking, fishing, and what other activities they do over there. I don't know what they do. They sort of come from all over the place and they appear. We turned up a bit earlier because everyone was still in work and we weren't at work, so we was like, got early and had some brew, like I said before. Anyway, over there is Barrow, Barrow and Furnace, and you can see old docks there for building nuclear submarines. I actually used to live next door to an American who came over to here to live for 3 years because he was a sub-expert, and I bet he was fed up of getting submarines for Christmas. And so that's there, and you can see BA Systems, or it used to be Vickers Shipbuilders. And then just to the right you can see the Barrow Town Hall. It's a lovely view over there, it's really clear and crisp today. And then what's just fading into the clouds is Corney Fell, or Black Combe as we know it. And I'm from the coast originally up there, and if it was snow on top of Black Combe, you'd always say that the next day snow would be on the ground, and always on the coast, snow appeared on the ground every 10 years and then it disappeared and you wouldn't see it again, and then another 10 years and it appeared. So one winter when I was there, maybe I was about 10 or 8, we had snow and it was quite deep in Ravenglass, and you don't see it, it's every 10 years. So there you go, it's a folklore of the coast, what actually is real, 10 years. So Roa Island, well, the causeway between Rampside and Roa Island is a marsh pretty much, where the sea comes in. And there's always, like every marshes, there's a few sunken boats and shipwrecks, so to speak, and dumped boats. So when I first came here, there was only one boat, what's the famous fishing boat behind us, but there was never these. This has appeared in the last couple of years, Snowy Owl, and it's been stripped and everything, so it's not being washed up here. It's either being washed up and it's been stripped, but to me it looks like it's been stripped, it's been dumped here, because there's a boat trailer behind us. Looks like someone just can't get rid of it and it's chucked here. And then this appeared about 5 years ago. It's a lifeboat vessel. Not like a lifeboat as like a proper rescue lifeboat. It's a lifeboat what you put on back of big ships and big liners, cruise liners. And they're made, we'll go and have a closer look actually, I'll tell you. They're all fiberglass built, and what they're made for, is going back on top of big ships or cruise liners. They have them on the back. They probably have about 6 of them. And if it's going down, so to speak, this gets launched off the back, and when it's all got its doors on and everything, it's sort of sealed tight. So when it hits the water, it goes on the water, then pops back up. And you can fit about, I think, nearly 30 people in one of these, and it's got like a little 2-litre Ford engine in it, a little diesel engine, maybe might have a little Caterpillar engine in it, and you got a little driving bit up there, and it has everything in it, so you can survive for a few days before you get rescued. And it disappeared about 5 years ago, and it's actually quite a waste, because there is people what do on canals, turn these into little houseboats. I've seen people actually turn these into houseboats, because they're quite, once you rip them out, there's quite a lot of space to be had out of them. But this has been dumped here. This is another Roa Island wreck, so to speak, and it's got loads of graffiti on it. Look, someone's been here. Oh, Gemma, Terry and Gemma 2022, and it's got a few graffiti on it, and 2018, and you know, it's been here a few years now. It's 18, we're getting back 6 years now, and not even 5 years. It's longer than that it's been here. It's part of the feature. Alright, I think the word is it's an escape pod. It looks like a big beluga whale, doesn't it? It's a bit of a mad sort of beast really. I was just doing a bit of B-roll then for me, I can put it over the top of my voice. And next to the cab on top, there's actually a little exhaust stack. You know, that would fuse Sam Mosey's brain. That would. He'd be like, oh, a little exhaust stack. He'd be looking at the engine in it, having a tinker. It's like a big skeleton, this. It's probably about 50 foot long, and it's got concrete in the bottom for ballast. There's probably somewhere in a group somewhere, someone knows the history of this boat and how big it was. It has an old picture of it, because it's been here a very long time, this one has. It's pretty bad, it's got all this big wood in it. It's amazing wood, when wood's wet, how long it can last, more than it being out in the open. It's like when you get the petrified wood and you find them under those swamps and you get the wood out and it's actually really good. It's not ruined. So this is it's still lasting. It's still got all the planking in it. It's pretty mad. But let's go and show you the most famous one on Roa Island. Well, I've got a few pictures of back in the day. What's been cut up a bit. Right, so this is the most famous shipwreck on Roa Island. Is this old fishing boat or fishing trawler. Now this has been here donkey's years, and it's been here so long that it actually looked fairly modern and quite well presented when it first appeared, and it sort of lingered around. It looks like someone always owned it, and then a few years, going back about 10 years now, someone started to paint it up and make it a bit more presentable because it was looking a bit dilapidated, and then after that it just, nothing happened with it until what you see today. And the cab's gone off it, the cab's disappeared, and all the bows disappeared off it. It's all been totally cut up. So I don't know what happened to it. Either the guy died or whatever, or no one knew who owned it, and they've decided, oh, let's cut it up, a bit of scrap metal in it, a bit of cash in it, and that's it. But they've seemed to stop now, and I don't know what's happening with it. But it's a great looking, it used to be a great looking and well photographed fishing trawler on here, with lots of sunsets and moody weather. And then even me, Model Land Rovers Off-Road, my photography account, I did a picture of my Land Rovers up on the road there with this in the background. Quite a nice shot, quite a long time, early Model Land Rovers Off-Road that was. And it's probably still is a famous shop even in its dilapidated state, but it was even more famous when it was complete. But I don't know what's happening with it now, but on the back it says Nova Brew or something on the back. It says Nova and then BRU on the back. And cameraman was saying that's probably where it was from, where it'd have its name on the front, so to speak. But yeah, it's good. I like its big power on it because it's massive. It's got a massive power on it. It's really good. Yeah. Right, let's get up onto Old Railway Line and look at some more stuff. Right, it's a bit blustery. I hope you can hear us on the road, Mike. This lamppost is rattling in the wind. It's, like you can see, it's quite rough, and it's not even a strong wind really, it's just quite a blustery wind. But anyway, we're on the old causeway, the old railway line. To be honest, right, this is a bit of a TE factual interlude. In the 1980s, British Railways still owned this bit of land, and they had to maintain it, can you believe? And it'd been shut over, well over, what, 60 years, and they still owned it, and they still had to sort of send men out here, and in the 80s would have been in yellow British Rail vehicles to do a bit of maintenance before the council got hold of it. It was a bit mad, really. British Rail were like that. They did have a lot of surplus land they didn't know what to do with before they sold it all off, and councils got hold of it. But it's very atmospheric on it. It's very sun that side with a big cloud, and it's raining, and then it's sort of mild over at Morecambe, but it's a lovely sunlight at the moment. It's good. We were actually here a few weeks ago. We were going to film this video, and there was no wind at all, but we couldn't do it. I think I had a bit of a headache at the time, but we thought we'd do it today while we came and look at this car. It's actually quite windy, so hopefully this mic will get a good, decent sound footage out of it. But we'll walk back down to the car park. So that's my shipwreck video concluded. I must say, there's a nice Land Rover Defender 90 in the car park, a TD5, a 5-cylinder diesel. And that reminds me, before we started filming this particular piece to camera, well, this whole actual video actually, I've recently acquired a brand new iPad so I can do my Model Land Rovers Off-Road Instagram page again, because I was a bit My Instagram didn't work. Anyway, long story, but I'm back doing my photography again. So in that car park, it doesn't look very much, but I actually did about 5 quality model Land Rovers off-road photos. And I have to say, I've still got my touch. I've still got that photography eye for getting making a small Land Rover look real, just like that one there. So. So if you've enjoyed today's video, make sure you give us a like, a subscribe, a comment below, and remember to click that big bell. Ding!